Last month, I talked about signal and noise and trying to discriminate what was actually influential in terms of making strategic decisions about where to invest and how to invest, and what was just chatter in the background. And to my mind, the tariff thing has moved dramatically from noise to signal. I think the Ukraine situation has moved in that same direction. And even the question of the relationship between Europe and the US, these are all things which now are moving into the area of actually, there are important questions to be thought about from an investment decision. It's actually even more complex to try and work out how all these things interact.
Yeah, absolutely. We flipped quite recently to selling down a lot of the gains we've made from this run and building up this sort of reserve of cash with this view as well that Trump certainly thrives on a reasonable amount of chaos and loves to have 20 different things that are sort of all out there in the media. I think the issue we have at the moment is he's starting to mess around with some of the delicate components of the world economic system. I think there was certainly a number of people last time around who basically kept him sort of away from the more dangerous parts. And whereas I don't think he has that same, I guess, guardrails this time. And I think there was a lot of people expecting that Besant would play a lot of that role, and ourselves included. I think what's being shown now is there's enough variability that I do think he's going to be affecting, is it 1 in 5 employees in the US works for the US government and has just got a letter basically saying, explain your job. And so you might not be losing your job, but you probably know people who are, and you probably are less certain of your own position than what you were. You've got companies then facing tariffs are on, tariffs are off, and it looks like they're back on again. And I think the first round of tariffs, Canada and Mexico, people sort of treated that as it's the art of the deal. He's just taking an extreme position and get negotiated back. I think it seems to be a little concerning that it's come back so strong. It looks like they're going on at the moment. They could change in the next 5 minutes. I think there's certainly enough concerns there that it's going to start damaging companies as well in terms of their confidence. And we saw some pretty decent falls in terms of consumer confidence I think it was probably earlier on last week. And I think there's that, that's once you start getting to that point, this can become a bit self-perpetuating. And even if he decides, actually, you know what, I'm not going to put those tariffs on, I think he's done enough damage already that that'll take a while to get back out of.